Hey everybody, welcome to C-Rod Stained Glass. Today I'm just going to be showing you guys how I use Hobby Came. Now, just a little bit about Hobby Came. Hobby Came is the same as lead came. It's lead. It's just smaller and very malleable. You can see here. It's just so it's easy to work with. And it has a very small, like, lip. So it's nothing, like, major. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to show it as best I can. So, yeah, it's just got a very small, it's really perfect for small projects. A lot of people even use it. I think you can use it up to like 12 inches. So yeah, it can be used a lot. I use it almost on everything. It gives it a lot more structural stability. So it just helps. So I am working on my Phillies baseball. Go Phillies. And the first thing that you need to do with Hobby Came is you have to stretch it. Now this piece is small enough that I can stretch it on my own. So I just kind of pull it and stretch. And then I pull it and I stretch it. I'll tell you what, it'll give you some muscles. It definitely, you got to put some oomph into it. Yeah, so you just stretch it. You'll actually be able to see it, like, really straighten out and get thinner. You'll see it actually stretch, if you're doing it, correctly. Now, if the piece is longer, I have had my husband help stretch it for me. And what he does is he'll take one end with pliers, and then I'll take the other end and we will, with pliers, and we will both pull and stretch and pull together. Other people, though, if you don't have somebody around, what you can do is take the one end and put it under, the tip of your foot, or like under something, like real heavy, obviously. And then you just pull it up towards you. I've seen people do it that way if you don't have help with somebody. Now, they also have lead came stretchers, and they're relatively cheap. I think they're around like $25, $30. So if you wind up using lead came a lot, I would recommend getting one. But with this Hobby Came, again, like I said, it's really malleable and it's easy to stretch. So I don't have a lead came stretcher. I'm sure I will definitely wind up getting one. Because I'm sure I'm going to wind up using a lot more lead come down the line. Anyways, so how you use this is you want to take the lipped part, so the part that has, so I have it the upside. I don't know if you guys can see there, but it's got a, the lip. Now you want to place the upside that I have showing here, you want to place this along the glass. So I'm just going to take the baseball and I'm going to line it up along the glass. And you can kind of feel it just go right into the groove of the, of the sides of the glass. And then you just kind of work your way around, keeping it in the groove. Now, another thing, too, that you want to keep in mind is if you use lead came or Hobby Came, you want to, when you're doing your solder lines, you want to make sure that you don't bring your solder lines all the way to the edge. You want to leave, like, literally like a centimeter so that it's not touching the sides. That way it doesn't cause lumpiness when you put the lead came around. And then once you get the lead came in place, you're going to take your solder lines and you're going to tack the solder lines to your lead lead came. So I'm just going to continue wrapping it around. Now you can see here that when I originally cut my piece, I cut it for the length that I needed, but because I stretched it, you can see now that I have a good amount extra, almost 2 inches there. So I'm going to wind up cutting that off. So you just want to kind of see where you need to get it. And then I always cut it a little bit longer. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. It's hard on the camera, but I just cut it a little bit longer. That way I can kind of just cut off little pieces so that I can get it to fit like real nice. So I just need a little bit more. Oh, very close. Now I literally just have to do like a tiny clip off here. See? A little bit more. Now, I'd rather just do it like this than cut off too much because, well, I guess you could always stretch it a little more. I've done that before. And then I just kind of stretch it a little bit more and it always is fine. Now, you can see that I have it, gosh, I did cut it a little bit too short, but you can see here that I have it basically next to each other. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to take solder and I am going to put a nice little solder blob right into that creased edge right there. And I need to get a little bit of flux. And a little bit of solder. So just put a little blob on there. Just want to kind of fill that little space in. And you can see that that's what I did. Okay? Now, I did forget to mention in the beginning, and I'm sure you guys noticed, but I did wrap the entire, the edge in copper foil. A lot of people don't do that when they use hobby came. You can just do it around. Now, the reason that I decided to keep the copper foil on and not do those edges is because since this is one continuous piece and I only have this one little spot holding it on, I just like the extra strength. And what I do is I go around the copper foil and I just fill and tack it and solder it to the lead came. Now you just do it very lightly, not a lot. But yeah, I'm just going to show you real quick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder the rest of the way to the ends of the lead came. And I'm just going to touch it to the lead came so that it's together. So I just take a, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I need a little bit of flux. Always flux, flux. Put some flux on my little joints here. And I'll also do down here. So I just do a tiny dot and I just put it right to the edge. See? I hope you guys can see that. Let me try to do it. So now I'm going to do this one here. So I just do a solder blob, and I just put it right there. And I just get it nice and filled in. You know, you can go back once you do it and tighten up your lines and make them look nicer. But you get the point. And then I'll just go to the next one here and just put it right to the lead came. And like I said, you can always go back, flux, and make those lines look real nice. And then the last thing, like I said, I'll do the rest later, but I just want to show you guys, is like I said, what I do is I go around the edges, just like this. I flux the edge. Now I'll go around the whole thing, and I just put a little bit of solder along the cane with the foil. You just kind of fill it in the hole, and that will hold that lead cane, hobby cane, down really well, and you won't have to ever worry about it coming off. So you get the idea. I did realize, let me just let you guys know, the hobby cane that I use, I buy it off of Amazon. I'll put the link below of what I use in the comments section. But it's about $50, I think, and it's a 564 RU hobby cane. And like I said, I got it on Amazon, and I'll put the link down below. This stuff is phenomenal. I love it. Like I said, I use it constantly, all the time. I use it on every project. All right. If you guys have any questions, or I forgot to mention something, feel free to put it down in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it helps me out a lot, guys. Thanks so much, and have a great one.